Hello YouTube, I'm Natanis Likens, and how you doing today? We are in Empyrion, and as you can see right here, we are in creative mode because I wanted to mess around with making a small vessel. Uh, it ended up being a little bit bigger. I'm not going to be doing like a time lapse of me building it or anything. I just wanted to showcase what I came up with. This is 100% mine. This is not something I got off of the internet and like whatever. This is something I threw together, and I hope you guys like it. I've made some choice designs with it that I'm not sure work, and I've had a little bit of trouble putting stuff together. The crafting system in this is kind of annoying because they don't have certain blocks that fit together with certain other blocks. So I feel like there's a few more shapes they really need to include. Without further ado, let's showcase this. And yeah, I don't have a name for it. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think I should name it. And here it is, right here. It's a little big. It's not a small vessel by any means, but it is meant to go into outer space. Uh, So let's talk about the design first. So we got dark blue all the way around with kind of this armored texture. It's probably the best one of all of them for like an outer hull. I did put these lights here. I thought, just all the blue, we needed to break it up a little bit, so I did that. We got some decal wings here. We have a grand total of 12 Gatling guns on it. That is all the weaponry. You could easily take these Gatling guns out here and in these wings here and put whatever weapon you want in there. But yeah, that's that. Then we've got our reverse thrusters, our down thrusters, and our up thrusters right here. Initially, I forgot left and right, so we snuck them in on the bottom. And this cool little compartment right here, that works pretty nicely. We also have landing gear here and there. I don't know if that's, perfect for these. I don't know. This is just my first attempt. We got this little flange here I thought would be interesting. Cool little detail. A couple of these little decal things here. I don't know what direction they're supposed to face, but I figured that direction would be fine. And then you may notice that we've got a little bit of whoa, a little bit of a control issue. We got a little bit of a interesting design feature here where we've created kind of a little gap. We did the same thing up top. I wanted to give it some shape instead of just being a long rectangle. So we went with a lot of curvature on it. And then, in these sections here, I don't really know what I was thinking. This was a pain in the butt to actually put together. Some of these shapes just do not fit together that nicely, so I had to tweak and work them out and figure out what went where and everything. And then on the back, we've got one, two, three, four medium thruster jet 2s. Uh, for the size that I was going for, the medium jets were the only ones that fit, and we went with the Jet 2s because we wanted extra thrust. This thing, it'll move. It's just not as fast as I would have liked it to have been. Back here, we got a few more little decal things along with these wings up here and right in these spots. Again, I don't know what direction these are actually supposed to face. I just thought that was really cool looking. And then we got a little radar dish in the back. There is a detector right here. So we got that. This thing also has about 30 RCSs in it. Really, I don't know if that's even necessary to have that many. I was just trying to fill in gaps, and this thing does have a turning issue. Uh, One of the problems I've noticed with it after like getting it together and test flying, it does tend to want to go in one direction. And what I mean is just sitting idle. in the air, it tends to kind of drift, either right or left, and I don't know why. I can't keep it from drifting. I've tried and tried and tried. That's why we got so many RCSs. I was trying to combat the fact that it is drifting one direction, and hopefully everything is up and up. But you will notice that with the blue that we did use quite a bit of yellow to combat all the blue. I think it was a good complementary color. And then with the engines, we gave them a kind of a cyan color. I think it looks kind of nice sticking out there. And these are detailed on the inside too. You can see we got a little bit of a pattern on here. Let's just fly into the engine. Yeah, we got decal even in here, and same for the guns. You can't really see. Yeah, this is also colored in. Same for these. I went with a different pattern over here, just to kind of give it a little bit of interest, and hopefully I didn't miss any spots. Now, originally there were a lot more little decal pieces on here, but when I went to go start painting the thing, I realized that I couldn't paint underneath some of them, so I had to remove them and just redo it. These are the only ones here. These little antennas, the radar dish, these little whatever these things are, and these guys here. These were all the ones that I had to take off and then put right back on. There were a bunch more up here, but I ended up removing them. They were kind of random and everywhere, so as much as having random little pieces does look kind of good, I decided that, with the color scheme we were going with and what I wanted to do here, make it look like, maybe you've got a very long engine in here. I just decided to remove those and not put them there. So yeah, that's this. And then up front, I've still been tweaking the shape of this. I don't like it. I can't really come up with a good shape for this section. I could pull this portion off here. Then I feel like this would be a little bit flat, but it would give you like another 6 spots to put weapons facing forward. You may notice we don't have a whole lot of weapons. I mean, we do, but they're just Gatling guns facing straight forward. This is pretty much just meant to get you to your first asteroid or something in order to like collect materials, and hopefully it is something I will be able to build in my world eventually. This does require quite a bit of hardened steel. We used it everywhere because I was watching somebody else's video that I didn't even know that person had ever played Empyrion. So yeah, we just kind of copied them and went with hardened steel on the outside. As far as the design, I did not copy them. This is completely my original thing. Then back here, I wasn't too happy with this. We kind of had to do this weird little slope here in order for the ramp to actually reach the ground, because otherwise this thing sits a little bit too high off the ground. So we come on in here, and we went with a lot of gray because I really wanted to make it feel like a ship interior. It was originally meant to be like a cargo ship, but then I started realizing that we didn't really have the space for that. And I also meant for this to be livable, but you can't put any kind of bed or anything in this thing. That's what this room was originally meant for. But yeah, you can't do that. So what's actually going to go in here is the small warp drive once you get one. I did not include it in here because when I make the blueprint, I don't have the warp drive on my world yet. So yeah, I decided to leave that out, and I can put a warp drive in here when I feel like it, and also the tanks that go with it. Apparently, you can only put one tank. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of storage right in here, and then our ammo controllers are down here in the corners. It did let me put 2 of those. I'm not really sure why it allowed me to do that. And then we got a whole bunch of container extensions here. I really, really don't know how those work, so hopefully that actually fits there. We got a portable constructor here. that goes inside the ship. So yeah, you got one right there, and then our core is right here with a little bit of room here. You could remove these blocks in order to expand this a little bit. I don't know how big those CPU pieces actually are, but they could go right in there. And then we got a whole bunch of oxygen marked here with the kind of lighter teal color, just to let you know that, hey, this is oxygen. It's quite obvious. We got a ventilator here. You got your O2 station here. So you should have quite a bit of oxygen. We'll go and look at the menu here in a minute. I forgot what that menu is even called. Back here we got a whole bunch of generators. Again, for some reason, the only generator it was giving me access to was a small one, so that's what we went with. We just put 14 of them, and then 14 fuel tanks on top of them. So yeah, these are also color coded, so you got all the generators are dark green and all the fuel tanks are bright orange, so that you know pretty much where everything is. And then up there is the cockpit. Unfortunately, looking into how this game works as far as exiting the cockpit, yeah, unfortunately, you're always going to end up here. There's nothing I can do about that, according to everything that I've read. And yeah, that's that. And you may notice that the paint scheme we went with up here is slightly different than the rest of the ship. I wanted that to be kind of a thing, like maybe this is where it's pulling in oxygen from from an atmosphere, and it goes into the tanks from there. Yeah, kind of interesting little thing that I did there. And then we got some kind of weird pattern up here. Um, these paint I absolutely love the paint tool and being able to make all these, but it is very annoying when they don't line up correctly or look awkward, like right here. See, that line just gets cut off, and this one isn't even connected to that. So, yeah, I did the best I could as far as aligning all the paint. But enough about that. Let's. I haven't tested this yet since I changed out the engines and added these thrusters here for left and right movement. Again, that was the left and right movement was kind of an oversight on mine. I didn't even think about it until it started. I just started thinking about why this thing keeps drifting left or right. So let's see. Okay, let's see how it handles this time. Okay, so it is a little bit better. All those RCS is making a big difference on the turning. We do have it in pilot mode too. Okay, yeah, it's handling pretty nicely. Let's go ahead and start flying. I do wish I could have put some of the bigger thrusters on it because it does feel kind of slow for something that's meant to go into outer space. And again, we left out the warp drive, so we can't exactly go and warp to a different planet. I have only taken it out of atmosphere once while I was building it. And it does seem to work pretty nicely. And I really wish I had some kind of like thrusting boost. And there you have it. We are out in space with it. It feels pretty good. Feels a lot better now. I just wish that I could exit the thing and not be tossed out into space. Because if I get out, yeah, we're right. Hopefully I get back in here. Yep, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. There we go. So you can get in and out fairly easily in space. Okay, cool. Let's see a little bit of details about it. Okay, so the ship right now is consuming about 813 power, and we are putting out 21k in power. So it doesn't look like we're gonna have a power issue anytime soon with this. And then oxygen. Oxygen seems fine. We could have put a medical station and a clone chamber in here. Actually, not sure if I can put that in here. Yeah. Maybe if we were on a capital ship, not on a little bitty ship like this, so you can't do that. Can't put a medical station. Yeah, I'm still learning the game, so there's a lot of things that we can't actually do with this. Why? Okay, so we've accidentally left a screen in here. I was messing around with different things, seeing what you can and can't do and what does what, because there's a lot of things that I don't really know what they do just yet. But yeah, there you go. This is the ship that I built. I'm very, very happy about it, and I'm looking forward to actually being able to use this in the actual game outside of creative mode. I don't know if there's anything... Yeah, I'm assuming there's probably nothing around us because this is creative mode. That is one thing I didn't think about. Let's see. Yeah, portable heat is something I did not actually think about. And also, we don't have any kind of gathering equipment on this, so you could potentially remove the very front of it or add on to it and get you some drills or something. Again, this was just to see what I could build and figure out how to build a vessel. I did build a hover vessel in my world. And that transition between space and planets is pretty nice. Let's fly on back here to the creative plot and see if we can park her. Like I said, one of the problems I had was this thing drifting. It doesn't seem to be drifting anymore. We seem to be doing pretty good as far as the drifting is concerned. A lot better than when I was first testing this. See if I can land it. It does feel a lot better than when I was first messing around with it. Alright, let's see if I can land, because this game's very difficult on telling where exactly you are in relationship to other things. Yeah, there you go. That is my ship. And we landed on top of this crate. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of me showcasing the monstrosity that I have built. Yeah, and have a good one, guys.